If you already sell at craft fairs or maybe in a booth, but you feel a little stuck when it comes to packaging and shipping orders online, you're not alone. It is exactly how I felt when I first even contemplated doing this type of selling. I got very anxious as I prepared to do this, thinking about what I would actually need and how I would actually go about doing this, ensuring that I didn't end up losing money in the process. We're gonna go through some of the mistakes that handmade sellers typically make when starting out selling online when it comes to packaging and shipping, and some tips and tricks on how to make it more effective for you so that you can still make a profit. Let's talk about why shipping feels so hard and complicated. When you're selling in person at a craft fair, your customer is carrying their product home. But when you are the one selling online, you become the carrier. That means that you need to ensure your product is packaged safely, efficiently, and gets to your customer's front door in a timely manner and without breaking. We have a couple things to consider when looking at that and really unpacking exactly how we will be packaging and creating some systems, because once you have those systems in place, you're gonna find this to be so much easier and much less stressful. Let's break packaging down into 3 parts. The first part is definitely going to be protection. You need to make sure that you have the type of packaging that will keep your product safe. If you're selling something breakable, obviously you're going to want some bubble wrap and some extra packaging within it so that there is not extra room inside of the box or whatever package you're going to be sending it in. If you're selling something like a paper product, you want to make sure that you have something more durable around it so it doesn't get wrinkled on its way to the customer. So it's not just about things that might be breakable in the sense of glass or ceramic, but it's also things that could get damaged in other ways, even if it's not a breakable product. I sold one of the very first items that I ever sold to a customer that it went from where I live in Delaware all the way to Texas, and it was a bunch of different risers that she had ordered from my website. They were made out of scrap wood. I didn't think anything of it. I was like, oh, this is good. It won't break, nothing. I packaged them all in a rather large box. I thought that I had enough packaging in there, but what ended up happening was there was too much extra space around my boxes that they shook during transit and ended up the feet on those risers ended up breaking off, and she contacted me and showed me pictures of how it arrived, and I felt horrible. And so of course we settled. I gave her, the money back for the things that were broken, and I really wanted to handle that in a good way, because once something like that happens, your next thing is more like damage control. You're a customer service representative at this point, and you want to make sure that your customer ends up happy, even if everything arrived and had them not happy when they first opened the package. So make sure that you have the right type of packaging for your product. Do you need bubble wrap? Do you need packing paper? If you're selling paper products, do you need cardboard pieces to put your paper between so that it doesn't get bent up or wrinkled on its way? It doesn't have to be anything fancy, but it does need to work. So don't worry so much about making it look pretty or having the perfect colors that match your brand. At this point, you're starting out. All you really want to do is have that quality service that gets that package untainted, unhurt, or not broken, and make sure that it arrives to the customer's door the way that it needs to. Those are your big things that you have to really focus on. Don't worry about making everything look pretty right now. Now, once you get through that piece of it and you feel much more confident about ensuring that the package gets to your customer safely, you do need to start thinking about presentation. So this is where we are going to look at things that can make your packaging look a little bit more your style. We're not at the level yet where you need to get custom logo tissue paper and all of these different branded things, but a clean look is much better than if you're just throwing a bunch of stuff in a box. I understand that for certain sellers, for example, those who sell on Whatnot, it kind of goes with the style of selling. It's almost like thrifting, right? So you might get stuff that arrives maybe in newspaper or in recycled boxes. And if that's your style, if that's what your brand kind of portrays, then I think that type of packaging is perfect because your customer probably values that more recycled content as well. Consider what your customer is looking for. If you're selling something super, a handmade, maybe ceramic piece that is so eloquent and they spent a good amount of money on that piece, you're probably going to want to look at your packaging and be a little more thoughtful in how you package it, because a beautiful ceramic piece coming in a box that maybe was a recycled box from Amazon probably isn't going to give your customer that same feel when they open it as if it would if they were getting something in a nice clean box. It doesn't have to be a special color, it doesn't have to be logoed, but just something that really kind of showcases that you put a lot of time and energy and thought into how you put together this package for them to receive and then open. Now, the final step is going to be shipping. This is where I was personally the most nervous because I had never really dealt with shipping before. And packaging is one thing, but then I was like, well, how much is it going to cost for me to ship stuff? I had no idea what to prepare for. So really considering and getting some information, doing some research to find out how much it will cost you to ship your products is a great idea. You want to consider how the size of your item, the weight of your item, those things are all going to be tied into how much it's actually going to cost to move it from where you are to where your customer is. You want to consider whether or not you're going to be selling just within the country that you live in, or if you're going to sell internationally. And so there's different things that you want to make sure that you're considering when you decide how you're going to sell online. I personally only sell within the United States right now. I would have thought about doing something different, going into this year, but with everything going on with tariffs and all this other stuff, it is something that I'm not open to exploring at this time. And I don't feel that I sell enough online where it would be worth it for me. I'm not a huge, business. I don't sell a huge bunch of things. This is a part-time thing. So if that is you, start small too. Don't feel like you have to match some of the competition that you may have or that you may feel you have, those other handmade sellers that you really have looked up to and really, kind of used as your guide in how you're going to sell online. Consider what will work for you in this moment, understanding that what you do now isn't what you have to do for the rest of your career as a handmade seller. When you're looking at that packaging, make sure that you have an idea of the weight and the box it's going to come in. When you are weighing, you are not weighing just the product. You need to weigh what it will weigh when it's in the box with all its packaging included at the very end. I had to upgrade from one scale that I had because some of the boxes that I was putting together were way too large for that scale. So I ended up getting something larger that I can fit a larger box on that gives me a more accurate weight. I then take that weight and I plug it in along with the dimensions of the box to find out exactly how much it will cost to ship the item. Make sure you're taking this into consideration when you are pricing your products. I promise you, I have gotten burned before not really paying attention to what it could cost. Not necessarily each item itself, but I did have somebody place an order who ordered multiple things. And by the time I put all of those things in a box together, the shipping was way more than I expected. And I ended up losing money on the sale. So try to be mindful of how people may purchase products and ensuring that when if they are purchasing multiple together, you have left yourself enough of a cushion when it comes to shipping. Some people ship or have shipping set up on their websites where the shipping is calculated by each item. I personally do a $9 flat rate shipping. I think in the long run, that worked really well for me and continues to work very well for me. I think it also is very attractive to somebody who is buying from my website. But I do have to consider that, and I'm very thoughtful now about how I price products to ensure that I'm not losing money in those sales. So there's a way to balance it all and also ensure that your customer is getting a great deal when they come to your website. Now, when I went to go start shipping, I will tell you this is something that I never really thought of originally was how I was going to print the labels to send out my orders. I don't have the time necessarily to go to the post office every single time. I'm not going to be handwriting the shipping labels for every order that I get. What I have been doing until more recently is I was just printing them on a standard 8x11 sheet of paper and then hand cutting out those labels and then using packaging tape to tape them onto my packages. I think it's a great place to start. However, as you get moving with a lot of your sales and as you end up getting more and more orders, you're probably going to want something that'll increase your efficiency a bit than having to fussy cut all of these packaging labels. That's why I'm super excited that Munbin reached out to me and has offered me this thermal printer that is perfect for not only shipping labels, but it also offers other options for packaging and stickers, branding, things that can make my packaging look nicer. This is the new label printer, the thermal printer that I got. And I want to thank Munbin for sending this to me. I absolutely love this little tray table that's set up where you can have the labels coiled on this rod and it comes up and over and fits right into the printer. And then a stand for the printer over it, which also has the really cool places to put the wires so that everything stays as organized as it can stay. This will be the very first time that I'm using shipping labels to ship out my items rather than just printing it on a piece of paper and taping it on to my packages with packaging tape. I'm really excited about it. Let's see some different options we have for some labels that we can print. Since I'm not shipping anything out today, I wanted to see how these little printer labels come out. One thing I really appreciate about this Munbin printer is the accuracy, and that's because of the DAC technology. DAC stands for Digital to Analog Converter, and what that means is that in real life, the printer is translating digital commands into this incredibly precise movements at the print head. So instead of these rough, jumpy signals, the DAC reduces errors to less than 1 millivolt, which helps prevent common issues like paper misalignment or even the print offset. That's especially important when you're printing labels and wanting those beautiful styles on iridescent finishes or labels that aren't your standard white. I am so excited to be saving myself a ton of time with that cutting and everything. And honestly, in the long run, probably some money too, because packaging tape is not cheap. If packaging and shipping has been the thing holding you back from selling your items online, I hope this video has been helpful to you and kind of shows you that it doesn't have to be as complicated as you think. Remember, start simple, create a system that works for you, and then you can add on to all of the type of packaging and shipping that you might dream you want your business to portray as you grow.